I haven't turned on my camera yet. I was just
Oh,
coming on early, inviting
all right,
everybody
all right.
to be here. Uh,
I'm not mad at you. Looking over
yeah, I've
your
been
book
waiting
here,
on this. Let me get my excitement up, man.
Dark Light Consciousness. I don't know if y'all have ever had
Okay,
this book. Oh,
I
wait
am
a minute.
so excited.
Wait a minute. It's not right. Hold on.
I
It's
see it
it's
right.
backwards for some reason. I
I
mean
see it. I
inverted.
see it. I see it the
Oh,
correct
okay.
way.
All right. So me, I see it in incorrect. But Dark Light Consciousness is all about melanin, bodies of
Mm.
light, how your chakras are actually conscious vehicles of light. They add conscious. It breaks the whole thing down. How you breathe.
Hmm.
This is also where I got the restraint breath. How you breathe. How you restrain certain nodes within the stomach, the neogastric nerve, all that. Dark light consciousness.
Right, right. I've been waiting for this. I want everybody to get in, get in, get in. We ready to go? It's been a wonderful experience since I started this. A lot of people reaching out, and I've been posting mental. I've been, yep, I got it, I got it. I'm ready. I got it. There's so many questions, like well, I should say so many questions, but the way that you did this, it is like a study guide. It is so simple, to the point, clear. I love it. I love it. And it's like, I like how it's sectioned off. You can tell it's just very, very well structured. It's easy to follow. Even if it's some things, you may not understand, it kind of like follows up on that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
It's
Like if
supposed
there's
to
some
build
part you
on
don't get,
itself.
yes, and it's, oh man, this is so well done. So this is very, very good for beginners because it's the way that it's structured. You cannot miss with this. It is so easy to comprehend. This is a very good beginners. I don't know why your video looks blurry though.
Yours look good.
I don't know why yours look blurry. I don't know. Hey everybody, Khalil is here. Brother
Hey, what's
Mal is
up,
here.
brother? Feel free to
Yes,
ask any questions. If you have any questions while we sitting here talking, feel free to ask. The
yes,
one thing I,
yes,
I, I
indeed.
specialize in, I don't know if Miss Visa has any, but any spiritual question that may be stomping you, that's I can
Yeah,
answer for you.
because we know how to have, we sit here and we have these discussions. So he's very, no, he knows how I flow. So we just click like that. So I want to get back to to your book, Overstanding Darkness, The Conscious Evolution, Keys to Developing Your Wellness by Michael Campbell.
Uh-huh.
Um, in this book, if to all that's listening, when I tell you, I'm gonna give them an example. This is a
Okay.
good page to land on. Page 24.
24.
Action action equal thought plus drive, emotion or willpower. How,
Okay.
and I'm just saying the simplicity. If you're wondering about how your actions and your actions add up to
Right.
what you need to do to understand how you manifesting, what's going on in your life, right?
Hmm.
How your actions equal thought plus drive. And then you go to down to the bottom, it has three. Controlling thoughts and actions is derived from wisdom. For true wisdom is knowing how to act. Controlling actions, which you can see at the top, and allows using good judgment based on knowledge of the event or situation. And then it breaks down.
That's the 10 virtues. I just mentioned the 10, then I broke the 10 virtues down so that you can have a clear overstanding of where your conscious state is, where you at. That's why in the
Mhm.
very beginning of the book, before we even get anything, my forethought, I start breaking down conscious levels. If you're only concerned about yourself and what you have, that's a low consciousness. If you're
Right.
concerned about your family, that's another step up. You're concerned about your friends, your neighborhood, that's another step up. So, and it
Mhm.
keeps going. So I try to break it down so that you can understand, and then I try to give you methods. So this is real time stuff. I give you methods, breathing techniques of how you can raise your consciousness. I
Right.
mean, I'm gonna be real. I actually, for like Ms. V said, beginners, a kid's book. That's how I tried to break it down so simple.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And it is. It's very well written, and I commend you for that. It was very well written. I enjoy the way that it is because it makes me feel like I'm studying, and it's going along with my level of understanding. That's what was so important.
Yeah.
Anybody could get
Good.
this and understand it at your pace, at your level. It's
Right.
not threatening. It's not threatening, y'all. It's not something that you really. It's broken down so simplistic. It's something so simple.
Well, it's
So,
meant for you to read the principles and apply it to yourself. That's it. Read it,
mhm,
then apply it to, well, where am I? What do I like? What do I dislike? Do I like anything at all? Am I unconditioned? I go over being unconditioned versus being conditioned. What does do? What is what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good? It makes you conditioned. It makes you a certain type of way. All right.
right.
When you go within, go ahead, Ms. V's.
No, no, I just said, yeah, yeah, I'm with you.
And so when you have the inner strength, when you know what's going on within you, you have a relationship with self, lower self, and yourself. You become in the balance, the best you and the worst you working through this physical meat.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Could
most
you?
of us don't have a control of our emotions, a control over our thoughts, that
Right.
inner us. They can't
So,
feel. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say they can't feel that inner strength, that inner power. Because once you get it, you'll never go back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do understand. I understand completely. I want you to tell everybody, a little bit about yourself and how you come into the consciousness.
Okay. I was born upstate New York, uh, middle of three. I was the black sheep of the family. Of course, I was the middle boy of three boys, so I was a true middle child. But I think I've always wanted to know. I've always been kind of different. When I came into knowing, meaning when I came into knowing, oh Lord, I got a body and I have power, I already knew right from wrong. No one never had to
Mhm,
tell me what was right and what was wrong. I didn't have to study it, anything. It was already there. And I remember always getting punished because I used to tell adults that they were wrong. And they used to look at me and be like, bro, you're just a
mhm,
little kid. You can't talk to adults like that. But I had a New York upbringing. I wasn't afraid of anything, cops, white people, anything. I wasn't afraid of anything. But I did want to know. I always wanted to know. I had a burning sensation in it. So at about 12 years old, we had this big church thing, and I was like, oh, what is the one thing you really said? I want to know the workings of the universe. I said this at 12 years old. Now, of course, I probably didn't know what I was saying, but something in me knew what I was saying. I said, I want to know the universe. I want to know. And I remember asking a preacher one time, I was like, white preacher, Christian. I was asking, well, why, white people treat black people so bad and why slavery and took us from where we were at and comfortable and brought us over here, da, 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 da. Because I was just naive. I ain't know no better. I was like 10, 11, something like that. And
mhm,
he said, well, y'all were uncivilized. You were wild. You were just,
mhm,
we ain't have no consciousness to us. We was the worst of the worst. And I'll never forget it to this day. It's like he's telling it to me now. And I
mhm.
remember my spirit coming back and be like, man, that's a goddamn lie. You know something? I don't know why it's a lie. I don't even know how it's a lie. But my spirit was like, that's a lie. And I think that is what the first, now that I'm talking about it, wow, isn't this funny?
Mhm,
Now that I'm talking about it, I think that was the first spark, the first chain that broke, the first
mhm,
lock that opened. Because
mhm,
it said, you know something? I'm going to find out the truth. What's up with
mhm,
white, black, boom, boom, boom? Also in my book, I go over skin color, 9 ether, 8 ether, 7 ether, 6 ether, hair, how you can determine how many pints of melanin you have. All this stuff they don't want you to know because they don't want you to know how powerful melanin is. And I'm an explainer of melanin. Melanin equals chaos. Why? Because it's all potential. You can do anything with it. All right. Not only does melanin coat our skin, melanin makes our hair grow to the sun, just like plants. There's only one race on the planet that has that. And it has to be endowed with melanin. Melanin in our eyes so we can see better. Melanin in our tongue so we can taste better. Melanin in each hair follicle. Hair on the outside of us, also hair on the inside of us. We have something that's called fluria. It's an enzyme in hair follicles in our stomach that allow us to digest tropical fruit. So the one thing I can tell you, when it comes down to darkness, us, 93% of space is dark. 7% has stars, light, super vast. This shit is vast. Many mansions when they talk about it in the Bible. This shit is vast. We're from darkness.
Right.
That's why our bodies have alien DNA. They don't know where it came from. It's not from the earth. It's in us. Why you think all they keep their neck, they foot on our neck? Think about it, Ms. Visa.
Right.
They got everything.
Exactly.
What else do you need? What else do you want from a nigga? What you need from us, man? Come on.
Well, you know, they need to feed. That's the only reason they want to keep you down, off that negative energy, out of keeping the system going out and keep you not knowing who you are, so you can stay a slave to the system.
Facts.
Right? They want
But
you to stay a
that's
slave
not an
to the system.
excuse anymore.
Right. Because we know
We're in the
better
realm of
now.
knowing.
Yes. We know
If
way better
anybody
now.
wants to know, they can know. They can look up any book that I say. They can read it. And then if this is the beauty of reading books, you read one book, it sends you to another book. That sends you to 3 books. That sends you to 4 books. And you keep going on until you're full. Don't ever stop learning until you're full. And if you're in a spiritual capacity, you will never be full.
See, that's the type of thirsty I like.
Oh,
That's the type of thirsty I like.
girl.
Because you just thirst for knowledge and you on it, you on it. You be so inspired, your energy is just like, I got to know more, I got to know more, I got to know more. And the whole time you knowing yourself, you learning yourself, because that's what it's all about, knowing thyself.
Right.
And much as you learn, much as you read, much as you study, you're knowing yourself, you're growing. And that's such a wonderful thing when you get that confidence, when you get that knowing of who you are, that's your shield. That becomes your shield. Right. It becomes your shield because you know who you are. And it's like, okay, I can stand on my word. I know who I am in this. And so things outside of you don't too much influence you in a way because you're so sure of who you are in this process.
You fall deep, deep, deeply in love with yourself.
Yep.
That's all this is. I done turned my back on what looks all this stuff out here. I done turned my back on it, and now I'm on me. I can walk out the house with the ugliest outfit on, but if I think it look good, guess what? It's gonna be good enough today. You see what I'm saying? Everything gets turned inside. So it doesn't matter what opinions, it don't matter what people think. And then how freeing is that?
Right. Right. That keeping up with the Joneses, that's some old mess. That's something
that's Willie Lynch syndrome right there. Still.
Yes.
Still suffering from it.
Yes, we are. I see it every day in the media, on social media. It's just constantly something.
Well, you got to remember the news, television, radio, newspaper, all that is conditioning. In the book, once again, Overstanding Darkness, I try to get you unconditioned. I show you how they condition your mind. How? By what you like. By what you desire. If they can control what you like and desire, they can control everything you think about. Because most people only think about what they like and desire. Am I right? It's a way of control. So everything I give you on every podcast is the way for you to break free of the beast. 666. What does it actually mean? 666 is 18 breaths per second. All right?
Okay.
That's what it means. Why? Because when you do 18 breaths per second, it thoroughly pushes you into the animal body, into what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good. That's all you know. Even if the spirit tried to come in, you'd reject it. But
I
once
want
you
you.
start learning these things, not breathing from the mouth, that's a shallow breath. That's when
Okay.
people with low energy, you always breathe through the nose. But what they don't tell you is in the nose, there's actual nose that goes straight to the brain to give it oxygen. I mean, everything we've been taught is a lie. All right,
Okay.
your hospital, your house, sick peoples. Oh my goodness, that's the worst of them right there. Because that's what hospital means. It means house sick people. It has nothing to do
Mm-hmm.
with healing you because they
Healing.
come from a state of sickness. They don't come from a state of health.
Yes, that's what it's called. That's why the word pit is in there. Yeah, it is. It's like a pit when you're in the hospital and you feel that way.
We hate to go there.
Hate to go
Just
there, right?
spiritually, we hate to go in the hospital. Black people, we just hate it spiritually. Why do you think that is? Because that system ain't meant for us.
It's not.
They're meant to heal themselves. Why do you think in the
Mhm.
laboratory they're always using white mice? There's brown mice, black mice, spotted mice. There's other mice to use because
Mhm.
a 40-year-old black man and a 40-year-old white man are two different biological creatures.
Well, they also have to work with the recessive trait in order to
Facts
study themselves. So that white mouse is needed because it
for the
needs the
recessive
lactic
trait.
genetics.
Facts.
Right,
Right.
right.
Yeah, facts. You're
But I
right.
want you
So,
to
but
also
that
tell it.
you're stating my point. Everything they do is for them. They
Mhm.
don't really care how it affects us. In fact, they do care. They trying to kill us. They kill us
That's
through the
why they
food.
said that the old systems that they measure us by are not really for us. Any lab
Right.
work and medical that's not based on African American or whatever, Black
Holistic,
African
holistic medicine. It's not based.
genetics.
Holistic medicine is different from Western medicine. The Eastern medicine is
Right.
holistic. The
Right.
Western medicine is secular, meaning they slice the body up. One part don't work with the rest. When the body is one organism and it works all together as one. That's traditional Chinese medicine. That's another book, scholarship. Traditional Chinese medicine. Get you a book on it. Learn about the yin and the yang.
Mhm.
I was thinking about Dr. Keanu. Keanu, he was talking about
Mhm.
the numerology. Facts, things about us that has
Mhm.
nothing really to do on the outside. All these things build into one giant knowing. When we get
Mhm.
all the parts together,
Mhm.
then we can know, oh, okay, the air comes in through the mouth to the lungs. What does that do to the lungs? The air is energy. It energizes the lungs. Do you realize when the air hits the lungs, there's a gas, an explosion that goes on in your lungs, a fire? Not just the lungs. When it goes down into the first place, it goes to the spleen to help digest the food. It gives it the energy to warm the food, help digest it, break it down. Do you know when the food is opened up and broken down, that's another explosion? Inside
Mhm.
our eternal, our innards.
Mhm.
These are these supernovas, these stars you see out here. All this represents shit that is going on within us. 7 planets out of 7 chakras. Okay? All this is us. The sun and the moon are just our energies, both of them. Okay? A
Yeah.
good picture is Labathamat would be a great picture because he shows it all. The sun and the moon, that's the goat figure.
Mhm.
Everything is one thing, y'all. It's just that we
Mhm.
have to piece the pieces back together. But we can't do it on knowledge alone. You have to have the spirit of truth in you to fill in the gaps that you may
Mhm.
not be able to get. But if you keep wanting to know, I'm telling you, the spirit of truth will bring it to you. This is where
Mhm.
we're at. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? This is why I can tell you.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
So I was saying the lungs quickly. The air goes into the lungs. The lungs take it down to the spleen in the stomach to help digest the food. The food that digested that energy now goes to the liver to separate what's good and what ain't good. Then the fluid goes to the kidneys, right? And it gets rid of what ain't good and it supplies the blood cells back with the motion of water, right? And then the excess goes out and it goes back up through the lungs again to get re-infilled with oxygen again. It's one total movement. Whereas in Western medicine, nope, the heart is one thing, the lungs are another. They don't affect each other if one can, because they only treat the illness, not they only treat the sickness, not the healing. They don't heal. They only try to fix if the lungs have some mucus on them. Oh, let me give them this to get the lungs up. They don't worry about why does the lungs have mucus on it. It shouldn't
Right.
have it. So that means
Right.
it's coming from somewhere. Something is happening. The body is activating. It's funny we should talk about this. Just finished your book, Natural Healing. What was the name of it? Natural
Yeah.
Healing. The one
Language of your body, something like that.
language of your body. See, that's all spiritual. And it reminds me of the not the Necronomicon, the what's the name of it? Psychromancy.
Cyclamen.
How you
Okay.
spiritually manifest. The spiritual cultivate psychromancy by what was it? I can't remember the author's name, but that was the name, psychromancy. You pull it up, you'll come in. It's the spiritual aspects of something. I can't remember the exact undertone of it, but it reminded me of it because everything is done in the mind. All you're doing is communicating with the divine healer that's in you. Yes, people, everyone right now that you're listening to this, you have a divine healer in you that you control, that you can activate at any time. The problem is you just ain't in communication with them or it. Just like the spirit of truth. Once you go inside, you start seeing that all the shit you thought was outside of you is even better, stronger, more potent inside of you. This is what they don't want us to know. Now Nikes don't mean shit. Cars, clothes, women, none of that shit means anything anymore.
Right.
I don't care what you're giving me. You know, you're Jesus now, or Yeshua, or whatever name you want to give that fictional character standing on Mount, because it's a representation of you. You are Jesus standing on there, and the devil is you, tempting you. I can't make this stuff up when the truth starts to formulate, because it takes in all these lies. Because every lie, for it to be a good one, has to have a little piece of the truth.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it can't be a lie.
Right. The name
Ain't
of the
that
book
something?
was called The Secret Language of Your Body by Ina Segal.
There we
And I'll
go.
make sure I follow up with posting the title of the book in the group chat. So everybody knows, but any book we reference, I will post the name and links or whatever comes up in the group. Okay, so everybody can still get that information. I want you to tell us, go back, because I know it's going to come out, because I heard you use this term, this original term, or breakdown that I heard from you on your podcast, is explain to everybody what you identify as your sugars.
Oh, the 5 sugars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's
it's going
me
to
and
come out. You mentioned
Jazzy.
already, but wherever you're talking, it
Right, the
comes up
5
so
sugars.
people
So
know.
the 5 sugars would be your 5 senses. What looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good. 5 sugars. Why are they sugars? Because they always tempting you. Think about it. Everything that's good in us comes from in us to the outer us. Because this right here, this ain't nothing but a meat suit. This only represents what you see. It doesn't represent who I am or what I am. Okay? Because if right now, if I hold this up, you could look at this picture, close your eyes, and still see the picture. Then I would ask, well, who's doing the looking and who's doing the seeing? Who's viewing it and who's looking at it? What's going on if you're not using your eyes? You can talk to yourself. Who's listening and who's doing the talking? If you're talking to yourself, you're talking to the higher parts of you. But we've been programmed not to talk to yourself. Oh, if you talk to yourself, you crazy, you crazy. Everybody talks to themselves. I don't give a damn. Okay? Everybody. So that is not a criteria of crazy. But once again, this is how they control the world, through the powers of the crescent moon cycle. This is another science, the 5 Ps. What are the 5 Ps? Psychology, philosophy, penal, politics, and penal, the prison system, politics, psychology, philosophy, and I'm missing one. But the power of the crescent moon cycle, those are the 5 Ps they use to classify everything. Who's a criminal? They do laws through the politics of it. Oh, polytheism. Then they confuse all the religions, polytheism, Politics shows who's a criminal, who ain't a criminal. When you got criminals being criminals, acting like they ain't. Okay? Then you got philosophy, their way of right and wrong. Psychology, their drugs, how they administer the drugs. And we already know the penal. Penal means the prison system. All that works against us. That's how they control everything. All right? Once you take your mind from it and become your own mind, your own thinker. So like Bobby Hemmett used to always say, you got to stop thinking like a human.
Yes.
You're not.
Yes.
You got to stop thinking like a human. We are not. We act like humans. You got some dogs acting like cats, some sheep acting like hawks, some horses acting like pigs. Yeah, you got me. That's how crazy we are down here because we don't know who the hell we are. No clue. Everything that we have been given was given to us by somebody that hates us. Education system, shit. What are we learning? They still got Christopher Columbus discovered Americas in the fucking books when everybody know he didn't discover shit. You can Google it now. You don't
yeah. But they're not rewriting that. They're not correcting that. But they decide that they're going to change how we view slavery. That was changed.
Of course. Michael Jackson in 50 years will be white. Yeah. He was white from the get-go. Not that he was ever black. That's how they do shit. Half the people they claim that are white were half and half. Mozart was half. He was a half and half. There was a bunch of them. They were all mixed. But of course, if they write the history, they're going to take everything out black. Why is the case? Because they know we're opening up. We're coming back online. That goddamn bum on the street that's sipping that rum, when his ass come back online, he coming back online as a god, not as no human. So all that should be done. You got to remember, we're moving from entropy, the decay of matter, death and decay, into centropy. That's why in Revelations it said it's going to be a new heavens and a new earth. It didn't say it's going to be, we going to just jump on top and now we going to run the banks and we going to have all the cars and everybody, we just going to be, no, that's not where we headed, baby. New earth. Everything's going to be different. We're going to be a whole new frequency of light continuum. This is why it says heaven. Why is it heaven? Because there's no such thing as death. You go back to your original form. We are part of the infinite and the eternal.
Right.
That's our power. Infinite and eternal. Okay? Yeah. We chose to go down here. We didn't fall. We chose it. Some fell in the beginning, but the ones that fell, they didn't fall. They chose to come down. What did it say in the scripture? They saw the daughters of men, and they were looking lovely and fine, and they went down into them. That didn't say that they just fell, oh my God, I'm just going to fall and drop. No. The fall was once again a metaphor for the thought process. They fell from the higher chakras down to the root chakras. From the higher communication, thoughts, integrity, love, purity, spirit, mind, down into what? Matter, physical, envy, hate.
Human
they fell. Right. Not that they couldn't do those higher principles again, but now, like I say right here, like we talking, all they could see was the beauties of the women. The lust. They wasn't concerned about anything else. They weren't concerned about rules. I always ask people in the Bible and Adam and Eve when Cain slayed Abel. I mean, when Cain slayed Abel, and God says, "Where art thou brother?" God don't know where Abel was. The all-seeing everything is asking him a question like, "Where your brother at?" And then he hiding. How do you hide from God if God is everything? See where I'm going? It's letting you know that God was just another person, bro. The Elohims. That's what they took the word God and replaced it They took the word Elohim, which is plural, and replaced it with God. Everywhere you see God, you need to replace it with Elohim.
Why is
Okay?
that? Why is that?
Because there are more than one God. Why do you think he said, I'm your only God? You don't worship any other God but me. Well, if you're the only one, what other God is there to worship? Think about it. When you start thinking like a God, you start to see, oh, what the hell? How I didn't see that before? How could God be looking for someone when he's everywhere and everything? That can't be the same God that said, in the beginning was the Word and the Word became flesh. That can't be the same God. Because
Right.
in the Bible, they're talking about 4 or 5 different creation stories. But we've been taught, nope, it's all one thing. Man, that's a goddamn lie. And you can't even read it all together like linearly like that. It's all broken up. Different errors, different ways of, first in the beginning was the Word became flesh. The world got destroyed with Noah, Adam and Eve. They were the first two supposed to be on earth until Cain killed Abel. Then he went to the land of Nod where there were other gods. That's what I'm trying. But I can't. Yeah. If we open our eyes, our spiritual eye, our third eye, if you think like everyone else, you're not in a world and not of it. Everything I see, everything Bobby, Brother Panic used to see when he watches a movie, he's seen it in a spiritual eye. What are they trying to slip through the screen? Oh, okay. Because everything comes back to us. There is no other thing. We are the shit. Literally. Every movie comes back to our Asar, Aset, and Hiru. They taking the same recycled stories. They're stealing shit off the walls of the pyramid and making movies. They take shit out of the book of Enoch and make your Star Trek, your all that. All they're doing is stealing our science and giving it back to them in a way. Why have I never seen a sci-fi futuristic movie where you don't need guns and no one's hating each other? They don't have it in them. They don't have it in. There is none. None. They can't even see a future where there's not conflict. Ain't that some shit? They can't even see a future where there's not conflict, where somebody has to be on top of somebody. Somebody got to rule somebody.
Everybody's so conditioned to that competition. They're like, we got to make money. Right. So they got to keep the meal going by putting the me against you. Like they said, the Jones mindset, keeping up with the Joneses mindset. Who got Louis Vuitton versus who got, who got the non-name brand stuff. It's always something to separate us. And that's what they fuel everything off of, not being one, like you said. Everything is one. But if they can't form that separation, then they have nothing.
Nothing. See, I was in the military. I was privileged to go to a foreign country. I seen a whole street of cardboard boxes. That was their house. They didn't have welfare. You didn't have none of that. If you poor, you poor. If you ain't get no food, you just ain't got no goddamn food. Get it the best way you can get it. Everyone in America is better off almost 50 to 100 times to what I seen. The worst of their country, or not the worst, but how they were living compared to how we live. Let's be real. Ain't nobody really starving. Let's be real. Niggas just greedy as fuck. Not just us, everyone in America. Because you wouldn't get sick if you ate once every other day. You would get sick once every 5 years if you just ate once every other day. If you ate once and then fasted for 2 days, you'd never get sick because there's not enough toxins in the body to touch it.
I was thinking, I say your body is naturally detoxing. You don't even have all that to fight against your body to, the process of elimination would be easy within the body. You'll be able to absorb what you need and get rid of what you don't on an easier cycle. Right.
Well,
so
remember,
you won't have all that toxicity building up from eating a heavy lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's one thing when you say out of the country. When I was in Belize, we didn't have breakfast, lunch, and dinner like we do here. You have tea, which may consist of a Johnny cake or would you say a biscuit,
Mhm.
and something small for breakfast, maybe a piece of chicken or something like maybe not even you won't even get that, but it'd be some tea and or so an egg or something. Then lunch is dinner. Okay, we say
Oh,
dinner, but lunch is dinner. And then at what we have here, dinner time, you have tea again, which would be actual a cup of tea with that same Johnny cake or biscuit. That's it.
oh, okay.
You don't have the big meals three
Well,
times a day.
and you know what that does? Every time you eat a meal and you're full, and you're literally full, that stretches your stomach out 1 millimeter. So every time you do it, you're just stretching your stomach. Why is it stretching? It's trying to accommodate all this goddamn food you feeling it. You're eating it.
Mm-hmm.
But when
Mm-hmm.
you fast, it's just the opposite. You start to lose food capacity. And people don't realize why. Well, why is my stomach shrinking? Because I'm not eating. Because did you know that 80 to 85% of your energy is used in the digestive process?
Mm-hmm.
80 to 85%. Why you think sometimes, well, shit, sometimes, most times when you get too full, what's the first thing you do?
Get sleepy.
All
The
your
itis.
energy gone.
The
You get the
itis.
itis. You get the itis. All your energy gone. Right? And
All
then
of
think
it.
about it. If you eat, it takes at least 4 hours to digest your food. And that's for someone's body that's working normally. We're
Mm-hmm.
not talking about most of the bodies that aren't working normally. I'm just talking about a body. 4 hours to digest. You eat breakfast, you wake up in the morning, eat breakfast at 8. Most people
Mm-hmm.
going to eat again within a few hours, 10, 11, a donut, coffee, whatever it is. You're going to eat something. That stops the digestive process. I mean, it stops until you're done. Okay, now let's start it back up. So now you got breakfast, you got this donut. Now it's lunchtime. Now you eating lunch. Now it
Mm-hmm.
stops again. It ain't finished with breakfast or the donut or the knickknacks, but now we got lunch in there. Stop. All right, now let's go. Boom, boom, boom. All right, now we eating again. Now we eating some chips. It don't matter what you eat. Candy. Now it's gonna stop. Digestible again. The wait for you to finish eating so it can start its thing. Can you? And some people, the digestive system never stops, and that's a
Mm-hmm.
problem. They
This is
never give it time to stop.
this is something that I learned what my ancestor gave me about the diet. As I was trying to, I could figure out why my connection wasn't strong to hear them as frequently as I wanted it to. Like,
Mm,
why was I having troubles communicating with my ancestors? Legend, this is going to come back to you because you're listening. He does the ancestral venerations, but he's going to be on later, but he's
all right.
listening right now. Is that they were on me about my diet. I have a very sensitive system. I knew that, but I would buck it all the time. And like, hey, listen, you gotta, if you know you're not supposed to eat that bread. And it was like, okay, this is what's causing, and it was the gut, like you said. There's a lot of connection to our spirituality and our connection to how we're ascending or how we're connected to spirit in our gut. And that was one thing that they showed me that was causing that disconnect. That
Well,
was a
each
weaker
in the gut,
connection.
that's the brain.
Yes.
Each chakra is a brain. Don't get it
Hmm.
twisted. They lied to us again, saying we only got one brain. That's a lie. Every chakra is its own brain. Okay, this is
Yeah.
this is the level of science we gotta get back home.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
and within that brain, it has a job to do, but it can
Hmm.
be manipulated. The neogastric nerve is right behind your belly button. When you breathe in, like you gotta hold on to your piss, right? And you hold it real
Hmm.
tight, willingly, that presses on the neogastric nerve. That nerve stimulates the root chakra to shoot the energy up to the pineal gland.
Listen,
Okay? No,
let
I'm
me
trying
tell
to
you
tell you, this
secrets
is
on
the
here.
energy. And if you do this in a constant rhythm,
Yes,
you will be able to feel the energy circulating through you. I
yes.
do it in my meditation. I'm in a full sweat. Real talk.
Listen, let me tell you
In the
something.
air
By doing,
conditioned
if
room.
you know how to do what he just said, you can have yourself in a state of arousal without any kind of stimulation from another
Nothing.
person. You just it's like If you can get that connection, it's a highly exhilarating feeling. And I've learned
But
how to do that. And I
all
didn't
of
even
us can
realize
do
what
it.
it was. But thank you
Yes,
for
it's
explaining
yes.
it.
So, I didn't know, girl. Don't get it twisted. I learned the technique. I did
Yeah.
the technique and didn't even know the damn benefits. I'm gonna be real. I didn't. I had to learn
Hmm.
that on the other side when the spirit was like, "This is why I had you meditating like this."
Hmm.
Oh, because I listen to the spirit. I don't question. This is what I
Hmm.
want you to do. Tenfold. Let's do it.
Yeah. And for our women listening, for our women that's listening, that's very much ties into your wound work. Your
Yes.
manifestation and healing your wound is what he just explained. If you can get that lower chakra aligned, and like you said, connect it right behind your belly button and connect it, when you ground it into that root chakra. I know it's your solar plexus, but your sacral chakra is
Hmm.
with that connection really hits hard, and then you'll just feel it go up through you. Sometimes I've lost my breath. I like because I didn't realize because
And it's
I was
payment.
just experimenting. I was just experimenting to see what I could do.
Hmm.
But for the ladies listening, that very much is part of your womb work and your manifestation. When you want
And
to say
it
out of darkness comes the light. So I know you got a lot of information on the womb too and
and it's
manifesting.
another way to cut your period on and off. All this shit is just science that we just.
You better
I'm
say
trying to
it.
tell you, girl. I'm trying to tell you, nigga. I'm in the realm of knowing now. The spirit tells me everything, and I love
Mhm.
the body. It's a masterpiece. It's a spiritual, unbelievable masterpiece when you get in the
Right,
spirit,
right,
because the spirit starts to break it down to you, showing
right.
you. We got the three wise men: the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, and the hippocampus. They're responsible for our higher spiritual existence, bringing that spiritual energy down, using it in the body. Then you have the reptilian brain, which is your spinal cord, the membrane, which is your mammal brain, right in the middle of your neck, and the cerebral cortex. They're responsible for keying your ass into the meat suit. But
Mhm.
it depends on your focus. The more you focus on the inner, the pituitary gland, the hippocampus, and the pineal gland, that's gonna get you to the spiritual realms. The more you focus on the lower, the physical body, the reptilian brain, cerebral cortex, which is connect to the eyes, the ears, the body, which connects to you, what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good, the more you're gonna just see this.
Mhm.
So you could talk to a person spiritually, but if their mind only sees physical, all they hear is that they can't even hear you.
Yeah, Charlie Brown mama, huh? Charlie Brown teacher. Wah, 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 wah.
They don't hear a word you saying, okay?
Right.
Because they don't have the inputs for it. Everyone has the output for this shit. Looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good. But the inputs are the transducers, are the uh, um, energy related transducers that are in us that we make through spiritual contact. Some
Yeah.
of us activate it automatically. Others, we gotta build it up.
Right. I mean, this was I want to point this out. That is also important to work with your lower chakras. This is one good example of why you should have understanding of your root chakra, your sacral chakra, and your solar plexus. I
Mhm.
believe Khadijah and Panic talked about it. I'm pretty sure they did about getting into those lower chakras. Because everybody wants to say, oh, my pineal gland or my throat chakra or my sacral or my crown, but they totally forgetting those lower three
Well, see, they
that
can't.
really are. Go ahead.
I was gonna say they can't even get to those high. You can work on the higher chakras, but it isn't gonna mean much if your lower chakras ain't already developed. That's like me trying to. I done built a car, but I ain't got no engine. Or I got an engine, but I ain't got no car.
Right.
You're trying to jump the process. I need the wheels. I need this, then exhaust. And you see what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Now, don't get
Mhm.
it twisted. Yes, you can work on the higher chakras. Yes, but the reason the lower chakras are so important. Here it is. So you go through your root chakra. The root chakra is the I, our identity, the body, not the I, more or less the body, the physical, right?
Mhm.
All of us
Mhm.
have to have it. All right.
Right.
And it represents a consciousness, but it's the lowest consciousness, the consciousness that represents I, my body, what I need, no one else. Then you go up to the navel chakra. All right. That's the connection with your mom that we all had. That
You got
what
your
is it?
root, then your
Umbilical
sacral. Your
cord.
sacral next. Then
Your
this then
sacral
the
chakra, right. And that's
okay.
it represents the umbilical cord, the connection that we have with others, especially your first connection is with your mother. Think about it. So we move up from there. So now each of these are not only consciousness, they're like brain functions. When this consciousness or this brain starts functioning at a higher level, it moves up to
Mm-hmm.
the sacrofacial chakra. When the sacrofacial chakra, which is worried about what is mine, not more or less me, but us, my emotions, my thought, what's going on, what can I get? Right? How can I get it? Then when you go up to the solar flex, that's the first time we're actually introduced into a consciousness that we have power, meaning we can do things on our own. So it's like the baby phase, the adolescent phase. Now we're like 11 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
Your solar flex starts to operate, right? When we turn that corner, 13, 14, that's when the heart chakra's supposed to kick in. That next consciousness. Unfortunately, the heart chakra always gets stalled because in the heart chakra, there's 4 valves. 2 valves go up to stimulate higher chakras, the throat chakra, the
Throat and the
thyroid,
crown.
the pituitary gland and the pineal gland. But it also has 2 valves to go back down that are supposed to stimulate your lower chakras to a higher level. If your heart chakra cannot love, all your energy goes back down to your lower chakras.
Mm-hmm.
So now
Mm-hmm.
you can work on the higher chakras if you want to, what you're going to say, because the higher chakras go with what you're going to say, what you think, the highest one, what you understand, overstand, and understand. Those things are going to be automatically conditioned by your lower chakras.
Mm.
Me. If those aren't developed at a higher level, everything is always going to be about you. You can think higherly. Oh yeah, other people. But if push comes to shove, you already know what time it is, nigga. It's all about me and mine, my family, my stuff, my house,
Yep.
my
Mm-hmm.
clothes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you think
Mm-hmm.
is you. Until you
Mm-hmm.
open up your heart and you get that capital L love. Most people work on lowercase love. Love meaning attachments, meaning I love things.
Mm-hmm.
Not love meaning I love in a way that I need nothing in return. I do it because I want to do it, not because there's someone outside of me paying me or making me do anything. This is that push. This is the same drive that made me kept reading all these books. Same
That's
one.
that's the difference between selfish and selfless.
Right.
Right. And being able to say like, hey, I'm selfish when I'm doing all these other things that I know are gonna recycle all the lower negative things that I claim I don't want, but being less of that, I can move up and not be so focused, hyper focused on the external things, but I'm taking care of my inner self and how I can grow and then really move on to the next level, which would be moving up, like you said, past the heart and to be able to speak your truth
Right.
and stand on your word, right? And being
Mhm.
able to know your truth and your word. And that's why I was like, that is a very important
And,
point.
and that's a
Very
different
important point.
energy.
Yes, it is. It is. Also, you were talking about when you mentioned the solar plexus part,
Mhm.
that is a part of ourselves. Y'all often hear police officers talk about trusting their gut. Like if you're in law enforcement, they always say, trust your gut.
Trust your gut.
Yeah.
Trust the brain in your gut.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
even
law enforcement, they always
metaphorically,
tell them. Hmm.
well, we in the military, they be like, it was more or less pay attention to details, but you're always gonna have that gut instinct. What is that gut instinct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Think.
You just broke it down. Right. It's trusting, like you say, trust your gut. You say that's the brain, the other brain that you have. But that's
Right.
also where say your intuition is. And mothers know they say, well, I feel something. A lot of times we'll grab our stomach. You
And
know,
why is it? Why do you think you fit? That's the power, the energy going up through the heart chakra. When it reaches higher chakras, that energy descends back to the heart. Your heart is where your aurora emulates. For those that don't know, your aurora is the body of light that surrounds you. You don't necessarily have to touch a person to touch a person. Your body
exactly.
extends maybe a foot or so around your body in different colors, depending on your conscious state. But your aurora comes out of your heart, not your head. Ain't that some shit? Because
Mm-hmm.
remember, where's the power at?
But
It's in the heart, the brain, that brain heart,
yeah, and
because
you
it
know
has
what?
the power to.
Go
I was
ahead,
going
go
to say
ahead.
it has the power to turn it back down into lower chakras, or the power to push it up to higher chakras. Go ahead. I'm sorry, dear.
That made me think about when Penny was talking about that picture that you always see of Christ with his heart inflamed. And you got the heart because that's what the power is. And he said, I got one hand up and one hand showing the heart because that's
Showing
where
the
the
heart.
energy is reflecting out of.
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
So
That's
it's like it's
symbolism.
all mm-hmm.
Symbolism.
And symbolism. And it's showing you that it's not like what the Christian people think, but it was trying to show you in a symbolic way that from the heart is where it's emanating. And where the heart is where Christ is, the Christ energy is, not some man in the sky.
It's from the heart.
It's
Well,
from the heart.
Jesus said, didn't I say you were like a God? I mean, come on.
Yeah, then I
They
say that
quote, they
you are
use the
God.
scriptures
Yeah,
any damn way they want to, bro. Any way they want to, but they never quote certain things.
right,
Okay,
right.
so
Yeah.
it's letting you know, and then they took that sacred symbol of pointing to your heart. Now the elite got that, so when they want to get out of trouble or make a signal to someone, and they do a crime, they do the same type signal to alert. Hey, bro, I'm in trouble. Help a nigga
Mm-hmm.
out. That's what that kid did. And he got off, but they seen the symbol and they blew it up. It's like he did the symbol and he got off. Yeah,
Mm.
everything they do is stolen from us, bro. Don't get it twisted. They haven't had an original thought since originality started with us. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
We are the original. All right?
Mm-hmm.
We were the only species. Black women, once again, were the only species on the earth before men formed.
Mm-hmm.
That's why in the womb, you don't become a man or a woman till like the 6th month. Before then, you're both.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
People don't get the genetics and everything is set up the way it's set up. This is why black women right now are having such a hard time finding men.
Mm.
The womanism or the
Feminist,
lesbian community,
the
and don't get it
feminist.
twisted, we got some hateful women hater men that hit women, and don't get. I'm not talking about those. I don't blame them for leaving, man. A man done beat you. I understand. I'm just talking about women now. They're more about getting a bag, more about the money, going out to eat. They don't give a fuck about what's on the inside anymore. Well, not. Let me not say that. A lot of women, a large percentage. And
Yes.
right now, you have black women being the highest percentage of women that are expected to be old by themselves with their cats
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because it's
Well, you
not
know
about
what?
union anymore. We're the only race of women that say they don't need a man.
But it's
Think
been
of this shit.
perpetuated for so long.
So
It's like
long.
when the feminist movement started, it's like it was so encouraged to for women to show their independence. That's why when they started offering housing and everything for women, you could get the housing, but the man couldn't live there. And during
Facts.
slavery, it was okay for the women to work inside the house and for the women to have higher positions with the families. So it kind of just, they're using the same system. You know, the women could move around more freely than the men on the plantations, you know, but
Right.
mainly too because they had a vagina, but still, you know,
And
they
they
could
were
move
getting raped.
around. Right, they could move around more freely and get things go in and out of houses more freer than men could. So they kept that system and added that on to feminism. Now, okay, you can have all these things, but you can't allow a man to be in the household. So now it's the same stuff. It just looked differently now. It just got a different motif,
Well,
you
now
know.
you got now. Let's give black women they flowers. Now they are graduating more. They got higher education. Well, my bad. They have higher training so they can get a job. They ain't got no education. I ain't saying that college will never give you an education. What it will do is give you their training in their world. That's all it's gonna do.
But
Okay.
in this space, we have to know
But
who
they're
we're
making
speaking
more
to.
money so they can be more independent. My
Yeah.
only issue is you'll never hear a man say he don't need women. We'll never
Well,
say that
well, well, that's the thing.
unless you're gay.
They are saying that now. They are saying that now, and I've seen them saying this because it's like they don't like the attitudes and the independence and the I want the bag or go out to eat, those type of
No, what they're
mentalities.
saying is
They
we ain't gonna we don't want black women.
Yeah,
That's what they're saying. They're not saying women
yeah.
in general. No, they just saying that because every other one come correct. They don't come
Well,
with that bullshit, that fight and all that bullshit. They don't come with that. You go, a
yeah,
lot of men right now are going overseas and getting these politically correct women that know how to
yeah.
treat a goddamn man, that know how to appreciate.
Yeah, but
If you bring home
that's what I'm saying.
hamburger meat,
They are doing that. They are doing that to some degree, but also now it's a big controversy between because the white men are saying they prefer black women. Hence, there was a backlash about the black woman effect. That when they got it with a black woman, she did made him become better, made him look better, made him sound better, made him just grow as a person. So now the black men started to get angry over that. But I understand what they were saying, because they wasn't really seeing the full picture of what was happening. It's all by construct. We know that,
right?
the division
Like you
that
said, it
continues
started
to be
with the housing.
perpetuated.
Get the guy
Right.
out of there. We'll pay for
Yeah.
your house. We'll give you this food. So basically, they traded their man for a house and some food, some government assistance. Now,
Right.
I know it wasn't always like that for every
Right.
situation,
Right.
but
Right.
still indeed. Because
Right.
some of the men could have took care of the baby, could have took the baby from the mama, but they ain't having that.
Right. Right. Very few men have got custody of their children, especially in the 70s and 80s.
Even if they wanted them, even if they can financially take care of them, the woman would rather take the child and get the support.
Right.
Instead of letting the man, I'll take care of the child. He ain't even asking you for child support. I'll take care of the child.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because
But
what? We're all in our feelings. The child ain't done nothing. The
but
child ain't done a damn thing.
they are starting to wake up now. We have more people being more and more conscious every day, and I think that's
That's
because,
true.
well, I know it's because of the facade is the veil
It's
is very
ending.
thin, is breaking,
Yeah.
is ending, and as it comes to the end, that's why we're seeing all this pushback now because the powers to be, or to say the negative side of the system or the dark side of the system, in a way,
Mhm.
doesn't want that illusion to stay there. They had to keep it going, and they want to, but it's not working.
Well,
We are
you
at
know
a
what their
two
real
tipping
problem
point.
is? They
What?
trying so hard to stop what's coming. They're making it come even quicker.
So what
They
do
don't
you
even
think
know.
is coming?
Oh no, it's already it's happening now.
Is happening
We
now?
already in the black hole. I mean, we already there. Consciousness. Do you see these animals and what they're doing? The
Mm.
consciousness that they're displaying, running up to people. A shark pushed a turtle onto the boat. Come to find out, the turtle had a rope wrapped
Rope
around its
around
neck.
it.
You know
Well,
what I'm
right. I
saying?
saw that. I saw that.
What the
Yeah.
hell? A shark, and normally he gonna eat the turtle, but he felt sorry for the turtle. Animals coming out the woods, gathering people, not moving until they come to find out. I think it was an elk that his family was stuck in the mud and they were
In the
drowning.
mud when it got him.
Actually
Yes, I saw that too.
communicating with humans, letting them know, like, yeah, I know what the hell's going on. I need you to do this, and won't leave until you do it. It's happening in the sea. It's happening on ground. That's just saying that the level of consciousness is rising. The
Mhm.
problem is why more people ain't tapping in. It's already happening.
I
So
think
it's
it
showing
those
the
who
level.
I
I
think
think
we're starting to see more who are not gonna go with this. It's just part of
ah,
that. Yeah,
I
you
see what
just
you're
gonna see
saying.
who's not gonna be there. It's just gonna be real apparent. Ain't gonna be no guessing anymore who's not gonna be going with you. And you just
He's
have to
not
leave them
coming,
where they
bro.
are. You just gotta leave them where they are.
Facts.
We at the almost 3 o'clock mark, 1 hour mark. Is there any questions for anybody right now for Brother Mental? Because we could keep going. So I just
Oh,
want to stop
shoot.
right now, ask anybody if they got any questions.
Yeah, brother Mental, this is Legend.
Yes, sir.
It's interesting because we share the same government. My mama gave me the name Michael as well. But
All right.
I heard you say you was in the military. It's a human question. I get it. But what
Uh,
branch of the military? What branch of the
Army.
military were you in? Okay, I
Army.
was Navy. I was Navy. Yep. So okay, I see the correlation. I see it. Yeah, I was Navy.
So you know when you go overseas and you see how other people don't have shit that we just thought we couldn't live without.
Mike, my story is unlike any others. Who you know was in the Navy, never saw a ship, and still can't swim. I'm 55 years old.
Wow. Oh yeah, you had some spirit around. My brother was in the Navy. He was
Bro,
on the ship.
bro.
He was on ships. I thought that was part of
Every
the game.
I was so skilled in the medical Western medicine shit. My
Uh-huh.
superiors made sure I stayed at Portsmouth Naval Hospital in Virginia. So it was like
Mm.
4 years of college. It's like 4 years of college. I got a wealth of Western medicine. I broke everybody's heart when I left that shit in 2000 because I saw the game and I just couldn't be a part of it. You know what I'm
So
saying?
you
That
seen it
integrity.
for yourself.
I seen that shit. In fact, I was getting calls during the, I don't want to say it, but during the years they did the abracadabra on the planet with that COVID shit. I had motherfuckers
Uh,
in the military calling me, telling me, and I already knew it intuitively because one of my ancestors already came and told me, don't even take that shit. We got you.
don't take it.
So yeah, I didn't take that shit. None of it. None of it.
I
But
was never sick. I don't take medicine if I'm not sick. That shit don't make no
hey,
sense.
there you go. There you go. But that was my only question. Army, Navy. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Appreciate that.
You get
Appreciate
a
that. Love
you
you
get a
guys.
different
Love you.
perspective when you've been in the military.
Oh man, you see it's a whole nother world, literally.
A
It's a
whole nother world.
whole nother world.
Facts. Facts. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. Appreciate your message.
Legend. What part of New York are you from again?
No, I'm from Jersey, Newark,
Oh, you're
Brick
from
City.
Jersey. Okay.
So from Jersey.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I'm from
Okay.
New
Newark,
York,
Brick.
Rochester, New York, upstate.
Okay, yeah, one of my friends was from Rochester, in the Navy, rather. Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Everybody, I meant to say that everybody that's on this month, which that I'll be speaking with, are from New York or Jersey or somewhere up north. Nobody from the
Okay.
South. I said maybe we
It
get a
was the
Southern.
knowledge capital of the world. New York was the knowledge.
Everybody,
I don't care what nobody says. We
listen.
had it
The
first.
North. Listen, the
Up
North.
north,
North knows. Okay. Yeah, North
New
knows.
York, we had that shit
Everybody's up
first.
north.
And
Hey,
then it
I'm with
started
it.
trickling.
I'm with it. Brother Panic, Queensbridge. So I
Well,
ain't
you
hating.
got to remember, it had to start up north because we were freer up north.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We could think a little freer. We had. Go ahead, Jazzy.
I just want to say peace, everybody. I enjoyed y'all.
Hey,
I'm from the Rock. I'm from up north too.
yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Rochester.
Hey, but I want to say I don't have any questions. I just want to say peace to Miss Visa and
Hey,
Mental.
what's up?
Hey, this was everything.
Oh yeah, we're
the
gonna
brother
be
that was
everything
just
tomorrow too. 2 o'clock,
the br-
right?
yeah,
All
2 o'clock
Tune in
tomorrow.
Overstanding Darkness tomorrow at 2 p.m. So we'll be
Yes,
on there as well.
We'll
the
be
brother that
going
just
through
won.
the book of knowledge, breaking
Okay,
down other
anybody else have any
universes, the
questions?
house
What
of many
about you guys,
mansions.
Ross?
Oh, what? I got one more question. You said y'all gonna be
Yes, sir.
on tomorrow. What platform?
Overstanding
YouTube and
Darkness.
Facebook, Overstanding Darkness. If you type in
Okay. Oh,
Overstanding Darkness, it's the only title like that
got you. Got you.
On
Got you.
Facebook. On Facebook.
on
On Facebook.
Facebook
Got
and
you.
YouTube.
And YouTube. Okay.
And YouTube, yep.
And what
Yeah, I'm
time is
going
supposed to
over the
start?
book 2 o'clock.
Okay, excellent. I'll make sure I
Yep.
kick everybody
I'm
out.
I'm going over the book that actually breaks down the different orders, the different galaxies, how we're in a galactic federation, how we're at Earth Type 1 trying to move into Earth Type 2, entropy, centropy, the
Okay.
many in the one universes,
Hey,
the opening up the mind. Man, that shit is so deep, bro.
hey,
We go way down the
hey,
rabbit hole.
hey. I'm picking up what you're putting down, brother. I'm picking up what you put down. I got it.
Okay, anybody else got any questions? Okay, we'll just keep going on until we feel like we're done or whatever. But I have some questions for you.
Yes.
I have another question for you in regards to your book. Just something that I may let me find it. Okay. It's in chapter chapter 3, on the part where it says, may Buddha bless you, right?
Uh-huh.
You go into a part that says descending creations, going down to perfection to create. I had
Yes.
a little trouble
So you
understanding.
have different type of creator gods. You have creator gods that descend from perfection. Where are they descending from? They're descending from physical worlds of perfection,
Okay.
meaning Earth-like planets like us that have Earth-like beings like us that do not die. Their bodies are perfect physical specimens. Perfect.
Okay.
All right. They ascend from these high light regions of light, these higher realms, into these lower realms of karmic justice, in realms of spatial darkness, realms that are in decay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, they're in centropy. They're coming from a realm of everlasting light. They're coming from a realm of perfection. They come down and try to recreate what they've seen in the perfection in these realms of darkness in the Father's name.
Mm.
Then you have, oh, go ahead. Then I'll break down the other half.
So that would be like the reptilians?
No,
Okay, what do
no.
you mean? Okay, I'm lost.
So
Okay.
when I'm talking creator God, that's what we are, us nine ether beings.
Okay.
We are creator gods doing a bestowal. A bestowal is when a creator of a certain galaxy, a solar system, a universe actually comes down into his creation to learn what it is to live as his
Oh, okay.
creation.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So you have Elohims or lords of light that come from perfection into these realms to create in the Father's name. Remember, we was going over it in the book of Enoch.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, how they come down to create in the Father's name, and sometimes because they're so far away from the what's right and what's true, we're on the outer galaxy. I mean, it's a lot. Okay, you have a spiral arm, and then you have a big ball of light at the center of everything. Okay, that would be the perfection, physical. Then you have 7 arms that go out. Each arm would be the super universe. One arm would be the Father. The second arm would be the universe of the Son. The third arm would be the universe of the Mother. The next would be the Father and the Son. Then the Mother and the Father. Then the Trinity, Father, Son. The furthest one away from everything. We are in the Father, Son, Spirit, or Mother universe. We're all the way out. So we came from there to come out here, right? Then you have beings that are on planets like this that are made on these planets that are working their way back to perfection, ascending beings. So you have beings that start off here in Earth, build their consciousness up, go from one Earth to the next, keep building, keep reincarnating, and develop the capacity to love. When that love capacity becomes great enough, the consciousness shift change, and then they can flip into a better body.
Okay, I got you.
So
I
you got some
understand.
of us that are moving upwards, trying from our very lowly beginnings to become celestial beings, Elohims, lords of light. Then you have some of the lords of light that are down here that were up there. That's the ones that fell. There's a lot of us. Okay, don't think for a
Okay.
minute. There's only a few. Okay, there's millions and millions. This is a whole galactic federation. So when you start thinking about it like that, you can start to see how you have certain planets that aren't following the plan. Every planet has a plan, a perfect plan to follow. But some of the lords are like the Elohims, the ones that said there's no God but me, don't worship anybody but me. Those lords of light thought and used their own vibration because they have the energy to do so, being a lord of light, of Elohim, to create in their image, not the Father's. But once they start creating their image, that creation gets karmic penalties, death and decay, start automatic karma, death and decay. Entropy is all a part of it because they're not using the plan of the Father, which is centropy, the electrification of matter. A lot of stuff people don't realize, a lot of stuff that's set up in the outer universes, galaxies, is for us. It's for physical creations to exist. Because once you come off the physical body, you're back into your infinite and eternal. There is no death. Only in the physical body do we have a inkling, some idea of what death would be like. And it's a very important skill to have when you're going back up to create universes, galaxies, solar systems, civilizations.
Yes. Yeah.
You see what I'm
When
saying?
I'm
Now, go ahead.
yeah. Yeah, when I've channeled a couple of spirits and that have had very traumatic deaths, that have moved on, that went on, they didn't experience death like what we thought. They said they weren't even in the body when the incident happened. They were
Yeah.
already out of it. So they like you said, they didn't experience a death, just a transition, a
That's all it
change
is.
from one form, not able to have that form to something else. And
One
I said,
body to
okay,
another.
right, right. Well,
That's
or
all
not a
it is.
body, but
Or
but
no, well,
not
even
wanting
a
to
one
recreate
form, or because these
the other
bodies,
form.
once again, this physical body is really an electromagnetic body. It's
Right.
our eyes, our brain, our reptilian skill, all of this flesh, what makes it seem it's physical, but it's an electromagnetic body. It's full electricity. There was no electricity in your body right now, you die. Because that's what's moving shit. The centropy that's created in your mind-brain matrix fuels the consciousness, the electricity that moves through your body and keeps you alive. And when that energy, that electricity, that consciousness leaves, that's why the eyes kind of just dull. Because the
Mm-hmm.
light ain't in there no more.
Mm-hmm.
Without the light of consciousness, these bodies would just be meat suits. No good. You'll be in a coma. The body they could even keep you alive, but there's no consciousness there.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
it makes sense. It makes sense. But also that can apply to on a different on a lower level when you be around certain people and you like something in their eyes, you know, that they're just not there. Or
Something ain't
you
right.
know, something ain't, yeah, that's it. That's what you say. Something ain't right.
Something ain't right.
And
And you just be like, okay, you take 2 steps back, long handled spoon, baby.
yeah, long
Long
handle
handled
spoon
spoon. That's how I'm
and
going to
keep
treat
it
you.
moving.
And
And
keep it
that's how I
moving.
think that's part of too how we're going back to what we said earlier. That's also how we're going to know who's not with us, who will not be evolving with us. And then there's going to be some physical things that we're going to notice about them, as well as their thought process. We'll know, and
You
their
can see it
vibration,
now.
their frequency. Yes,
You can definitely feel it. I tell
yeah,
anyone, I can
definitely.
just look in your eye and tell you what you've been through. The key to the
Yeah,
soul is through the eyes. It tells
yeah,
everything.
yeah, and you definitely can feel it now. People now it's so apparent. You can actually feel when you're around someone. I know when I walk into a room and if I'm at work and I'm around a coworker or something, I'm like, nah. You can just automatically feel it. If they got a bad day or if whatever's going on, or if
Mm.
somebody comes in that I haven't met before, I can just feel it right off the bat.
Imagine a green, like Green Lantern, a green bubble around you, and you'll sever the connection.
Okay.
A green bubble.
Why
It'll
green?
sever it immediately.
Is green because of the heart chakra or green just
You
because of earth?
you already know the heart chakra. And
Okay,
all you're saying is, I don't want that activated right now. It's just control over your power. Oh, this is too much bombardment. Shield. Peace.
Oh,
And
the
you just
Green
walk
Lantern. Yep.
like Green Lantern, like you're glowing in green.
We gotta be the Green Lantern. Go Green Lantern. That's why it's so important to that's some all that stuff, like you said, all that stuff is as Green Lantern was like one of the first black superheroes. But all of that is that's why we had to all those
And
things are also self-deification. I'm so into,
boom.
all that stuff.
And why did they call it Green Lantern? Why green?
The hot chakra. But he's okay. You know what?
And
His
then
uniform
what
is
did he
green and
fight?
black.
What made him weak? Fear. What is green? Love. Love
Mm.
versus fear. Love versus fear. And what was through the whole movie, what was all he saying is, he said, no, I do have fear, but I can overcome my fear. I'm not going to let fear determine how I'm going to act. That was the whole movie. You're not going to let fear. Love is going to win over fear. And love, what is
I've never
love?
seen the movie.
Love is consciousness. In fact, it actually directly shows you the more he overcome his fear, the more he can use love, the more conscious and aware he was to build and make more things from his imagination to get whatever the job needed to be done.
And I found it to be true when I'm counseling somebody and working with somebody, and even my personal experience, that we operate out of two things, either love or fear. Every decision you
That's
make is going to
jazzy.
either be out of love or fear. And that has been true regardless. I don't care. There is no in between. There's no gray area. There's no middle ground when you make a
Everything comes
decision.
from under fear, hate, jealousy, envy. All that
Mhm,
is under fear. And all your
mhm.
good attributes are under love, respect, loyalty, forgiveness. All of them are just different, talking about one principle in many different ways. That's it. But it's
Yeah, but
either love or fear.
even if it's as simple as, you're trying to make a decision on um whether or not you should date somebody.
Hmm.
You're either gonna operate out of fear, make your decisions gonna be out of fear of love or love. Am I
Facts.
fearful of this person? That this person's gonna do me wrong, do me dirty, whatever? Or is it out of love? I know who I am. I'm confident in myself. I'm in control of who I am. I can be myself. You're gonna teeter back and forth between those things. And I said you're gonna always make a decision out of either a fear position or a love position. You choose,
And one is
right?
always going to be on the outside of you, and one is always going to be
Gonna
on
be
the
on the
inside.
inside.
Because the outside you, we done got hurt a few times, man. I don't know if we can do this. I don't trust women. This, boom, 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 boom. The inner you is like, yeah, our love has been taken advantage of, but that's not going to stop us from loving. I'm
Mhm,
not going to let something outside of me stop me from loving just because they took it and tried to run with it.
mhm, mhm.
I tell people all the time, love is meant for you. I don't care how the relationship went. I tell a story. Dude, he loved the chick when he was with her. And after the relationship, she was talking all types of shit. Oh, I used to use him. He loved me so much. He used to do this for me, do that for me, do this for me, do that for me. So they was like, man, you was a chump, man. Da da da. He's like, look, I loved her. Okay, how she took it, how she want to run with it is it. But the love that I got from that is mine. I'm just going to use it on the next woman that's more deserving. I was like, facts.
Freedom. That's freedom.
Facts.
That's
That's
freedom.
how you
Freedom.
do it.
Yeah. That's freedom
It's
to
freedom,
choose.
right? You're not worried about what
Mhm.
someone else is saying because on the inner you, you know that love is good. And if she couldn't accept it or rejected it or tried to use it, that's her issue. That's her problem. She gonna run into problems later on because she can't love. That's on you.
But I do
But
want to
I'm
also
good.
point
I
out
can move
that
on.
the inner work though, there is shadow work and there's the inner part of you and your Lord and your inner child sometimes that is maybe wounded and acting out of fear. You still have to address those parts, those aspects of you. Not just saying that, the fear is bad. I don't want everybody to say like, oh, all fear is bad because some forms of fear are healthy for us. Because if
Mhm.
God said, if God, but your parent tell you don't put your hand on that iron, you don't put your hand on that hot ass iron. But I'm just
Fear
trying to,
just
you
tells
just
you to
can't,
watch out. You're
right,
high up on a
right,
tree. Don't fall. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? All right, you're
yeah.
moving real quick on this skateboard. Let's be steady.
Yeah,
That's all fear should say. It
yeah,
shouldn't go into, oh my God, I'm going too fast.
yeah,
Ah, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Or you slow
yeah.
down or you stop and now you won't skateboard anymore because you were going
Hmm.
to. It shouldn't do that, but it should always tell you, hey, bro, be careful.
Well, the outside fear is like when somebody's in conflict with you, and I would tell like I had kids like you, me and you work in the same system. So if I tell this kid, why did you let him provoke you? And you let him provoke you into getting into that fight with him or to retaliating against him. I say you let him be in control of you. That's the out of
Yep.
fear. But ain't nobody punk. Everybody gonna think I'm soft. No, no, you thought that. You
Right.
made yourself feel that way, right? Because
Right.
you were too worried about what everybody else think. That's fear. Fear,
Yep.
worrying about what somebody else thought, worrying about what he thought, when you shouldn't give a shit about what he thought. You here for you on your own time to do your time and get out.
Facts.
So
I
that's
used
the
to
type
tell
of
them the
fear
same
that you
thing.
really need to be mindful of is that fear outside of you that controls you who you are, that you allow to control who
Yep.
you are.
And I used to tell, because I work in a juvenile detention center, and I used to
Mm-hmm.
tell him all the time. I said, if he knows all he got to do is talk about your mom and you ready to fight, he controls you.
Exactly.
But he shouldn't be talking about if he knows all he got to say is your mama and you about to get upset and lose control, he controls you. Because whenever he mad, he can make you mad. He like,
Mm-hmm.
And Mike, you know what they always said? Show me your master. Show me what angers you, and I'll show you your master.
facts.
Mm-hmm. That is
Facts.
it. That is
Facts.
fact.
That's why you. And there's nothing wrong with getting angry. It's just how you display it.
Say
There's
it.
nothing wrong with anger. There's nothing wrong with any negative emotion. It's just how you display it. What lesson are you learning? We done stop learning lessons from ourselves. Every emotion, when we become emotional, there's a lesson we need to learn. That's why we becoming emotional.
Mm-hmm.
But most of us just
Mm-hmm.
think, hey, if I'm jealous, I'm supposed to be jealous. I'm supposed to have them rings or that gold or this or that,
Mm-hmm.
or you know what I'm saying? Envious is what somebody else or hateful or whatever. They think that that's a part of them
Mm-hmm.
and they're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
But we
Mm-hmm.
should technically, I'm going to be real, we should be taught emotional control in kindergarten.
Emotional
It can be
maturity.
done.
Yeah.
Emotional control in kindergarten. Teach the kids it's okay to feel a certain way, but how to control it. Easier said
Yeah.
than done. Shit, I
Yeah.
learned it when I had my autistic son, and a kid had hit him and he didn't hit him back. And the rest of the kids, he was in a summer camp. The rest of the kids, he was telling me, he's like, yeah, you got punked, you got beat up. And he was like, yeah, okay, I got beat up. And kept about his merry way. The kids
Yeah.
didn't have nothing to pick on him about because he didn't care.
Yeah.
And it taught me, oh my God, look at this, learning from my son. All this time, what's the first thing we're taught when we kids? Somebody hits you, you hit back. That's
Mm-hmm.
letting it control you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you ain't gonna hit a person back if they hit you, but that don't mean no, you don't, because you ain't hitting your mama back, you ain't hitting a little kid or something back. You know what I'm saying? The only person you hitting back is someone that's big like you if they hit you out of the blue or make you angry. So
Mm-hmm.
still there's control, even when you are angry.
Exactly. 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 That's very good information. I was just thinking about Caden. He's like that. You could try to bully Caden all you want. My grandson, he's autistic, but Caden gonna be onto something else. He won't even remember what you
He don't
said or
even
what you
care
did.
about what you're talking
He
about.
does not even, it has no sense. Even if I said something, I yelled at him about something and I bring it back and say, Caden, I didn't mean to yell. Caden doesn't even forgot about it. He has no sense of it.
Mm.
He's like, okay, grandma. Oh, I don't know, grandma. All right, whatever. And he's just gone on to whatever else he has going on. And I appreciate that about him. And when I worked in the ground, the kids, the one thing that will get them to fight, foot Miami, foot Dade County,
That's my
blue
point.
ball. I'm like,
Oh my
you
God.
Jacksonville and Miami stay fighting. I was like, what did your county put you in here?
And when they ain't
Why?
fighting them each other, they fighting themselves. This shit is
Right,
crazy.
right.
Shit's crazy. I know exactly what you're saying. Where you from? What hood you represent? This and that, this and that. Crazy.
Not even
But
not even in a game. Just simply
right.
one being from Miami, one being from Jacksonville or
That's good
Panama
enough.
City. It was nuts. Hillsborough too. Tampa,
Yup. Every spot.
y'all y'all
But
one of
you
my
gotta look.
main.
Look at what these kids are actually listening to. Have you heard some of the rap that these motherfuckers like?
Yeah.
This shit is crazy. I've never heard. Now they done took thug music to the next goddamn level to just killing music. Bitches, hoes, pimps, drugs. I call it go to jail music. Go
Yeah.
straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not get $200. Straight to jail because they like it. And what is the law? Repetition, symbols, trauma. They're
Mm-hmm.
already traumatized seeing their homeboys dying in front of them. Don't
Yeah.
really care about death. Everything they hear in their ears, like, fuck it, I'll die, I'll shoot a nigga, I'll go to jail, I'll do this, I'll rob somebody, boom, 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 boom. All in their ear in repetition. Then they get, what do they see? Telelie vision.
Yeah.
Listen to Telelie news. Go ahead, Jazzy.
I was gonna say when y'all Miss Decent when they were saying one from Jacksonville and one from Dade County until they go into another state.
Yeah.
Then they both want to be, yo, we from Florida.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true. That's
Ain't
right.
that facts? Yeah, facts. Right. Oh, we both from Florida, nigga. Forget all that other beef, nigga. We gotta represent.
Yeah. Yeah, today from Florida. That's true. That is so true that they do that. But also moving forward, I'm glad you brought it up about the rap music. Ricky Skills, he just posted he did a painting. I'm gonna have him on too. He's gonna be on this month. He is the art guy. He did shirts for Brother Panic. And I did get to meet him in Chicago, but he just did a painting for Lil Durk. He does celebrity artwork, and Lil Durk was supposed to be best friends with King Von. Now I'll be talking with him. So when y'all come on, I'll be talking with him because I channeled King Von years ago, and still get him every now and then. So we'll be talking about what I got from King Von since his transition. And it was so interesting. I did not know this young brother would even be looking for me or see my light when he came to me.
Oh,
And he I'm gonna get more from him about that life he lived. And but he was very still himself after he transitioned. And he was still on the block when he came to me, and he took me to his world, like you say. His world was he was on the block. He took me on the street. He was on the street hanging out with
mm-hmm.
other other rappers that died tragically.
Uh-huh.
So it was like very interesting to get that side of things. But we're gonna go into that about more when I talk to Ricky Skills, because he's in that world with the rappers and the celebrities. So look forward to talking to him about that. Anybody got any more questions for Brother Mental?
Peace, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Love, peace, and power, Brother Mitchell. Thank you so much
Thank you,
for
my
the
brother.
share. Greatly appreciate you, Visa. Thank you to Culturally Speaking, everybody listening. I got your book, brother. I love it. I'm on
Oh,
page
thank you.
51, chapter 5, Breathe,
Okay.
the Keys to Your Energies. I'm going to be done with this here in a minute. So I heard you say, now, I read a lot. I really appreciate your work because it's jam packed. But I heard you say today that it's for beginners. So I'm
Well,
very
it
curious to.
depends. It kind of depends. It is a beginner could read it and get it, but someone that hasn't been introduced into the principles, of course, anyone on any type of science can use it. Because if you use it, it's supposed to be used as a science book. It ain't a story. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's a science book for you to use for you to get to where you need to be.
most definitely, most definitely. And because of that, I'm very curious because when I read it in your voice, right?
Wow.
So so that
I don't know. I don't
you
know.
know what I'm saying? You see what I'm
For
saying?
real,
Like
it comes out in my voice.
yeah, but what you one thing about you and your energy, there's absolutely no lying in you. You know what I'm saying? Like people, I don't care whether you read energy or you read spirits or you go off numerology, whatever it is, like it's just genuinely authentic. So
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's like a character, but a character would be the easiest way that I could describe it because it's automatically there. You know what I'm saying? When I read Panic's books, I read them in his voice. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You can't
I
really say
think
that.
that's more because I think you're tapped in. You know what I'm saying? When we tap in, especially if you know the person, it's almost like that person reading it to you.
Indeed,
You
very
become
true.
tapped in. That's a spiritual trait. That's a spiritual gift, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
I definitely believe that. I definitely believe
Yes,
that.
sir.
The
Yes,
reason,
sir.
the main reason I'm asking is because I'm going, like I said, I'm about to kill this. So, do you have any plans for intermediate or the next level or another book in general?
Funny you should ask. I've already written it. It's called Overstanding Darkness 2 Cosmic Awareness. And I use a lot of the book of knowledge and I break down the King James Version. All the stuff that they talk about that they don't want to talk about in the King James Version, I bring the light to the science to show what it actually means through the Medu Netter, through the book of knowledge. Um, There was a few Necronomicon, just a lot of different stuff, and I pieced it all together. I put Clarence 13th X, his knowledge in there, numerology. I got all types of stuff. Now that's the next level. It's ready, to be honest with you. I just haven't figured out how to get the publishing together where it can be mutual. A lot of now when you pay for your own publishing and stuff, the company just raping us.
Very true. Very true.
Just taking everything, bro. This shit is crazy. And don't get it twisted. The first book I did, you can even ask Jazzy on Tuesdays. He's or Sundays at 2. We do a podcast, and I wanted it. I actually said, I just want this first book for the people to have, even if it's free. Just they need this right here. But the next one, no. Okay, this one, I'm not even trying to get paid, but the way they did me, like, when you buy the book, I don't get anything from it, which I don't really care.
Not even on Amazon?
Word?
They sometimes send you a check for a few cents, $1 and something like that. Because the book, I had it, it'll be 20 years old soon. And whatever contract I signed with the publishing company, Arthur House, they just got me. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know, but I tell you, when I found the book and I said, well, hey, it was like $3 and something. Then I said, after that, and I
Right,
told
it
my
should
other
never be
friend,
that.
then we came back, it went up. I said,
And
hey,
then
so
you
we get
contact
people
someone
to
else.
buy it. So
As
let's
people
keep
start buying it started
going.
going up.
No, you deserve to get what you put into it. That cycle has to be fed. It has to be a balance, right, Jazz? It got to be a balance.
I
Right,
tell them
Terrell?
all the time.
I
tell them
feel
all
you,
the
but
time.
the spiritual stuff that I have gotten far outweighs any monetary. So let's just say that shit is even. In fact, I may owe.
Yes, it has to be a balance.
Don't get it twisted. I may owe. Okay, so I give them that. That's not a problem. Okay, I mean, I'm highly blessed and gifted. I've really never wanted in my life. I really never needed anything. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I've been about this spiritual science. That's consumed me for the last 20 years, 25 years. I mean, that's where I've been. And because of that, everything else, the way ahead of me is already paved. Is there. Every job I get, I like. It's not even a job. I'm working with doing what I'm supposed to do in the field I'm supposed to be doing it.
I donated to him because I want him to hurry up and get that book out.
I know I'm working right now.
Word.
There's a way I can do it independently, and I can, I don't have to go through anyone. But it's just a longer process. Just a longer process. But don't even worry about it. It's coming. It'll be out this year.
I'll put the cash up and stuff up on Overstanding Darkness, or post it in the group to go towards the book. I mean, we're here.
Facts.
Okay.
Like I said, if I can get it the way I want it, I mean, I could get it published tomorrow. I'm going to just be real. I can get it published, but I'm trying to do it. My spirit is telling me, just hold on. Something's coming through the pipe.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Something's coming through the pipe. I mean, I can get it done right now. That's not the issue. But the spirit is holding me up. It's like, no, we're going to do it a little better this time because this book is really going to hit. Not like Overstanding Darkness didn't.
I think.
But this one is really, I'm breaking down all the issues, everything.
I think you need to call Mike, the lawyer, my boy, the lawyer up here.
Yeah. Because I was thinking of publishing it.
With you.
Go ahead.
I said he'll work. He said he already worked with you. I got the people that they said that if you want to do it independently, or if you want to do a joint venture, or if you want them to go ahead and cover everything. So it's on you now. You just got to go ahead and figure out what you want to do. Because
I really want to do it independently.
Okay,
independently, meaning like working with Mike or working with someone else, boom, 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 and we get that shit done. All the profit come back to the house.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody else to get it from. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
But yeah,
Put
all that is in the works.
In the group and
also, Brother Panic did too. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying, put your cash app tomorrow and put it, when we do the podcast, and put it in the group here, and let Spirit decide what they want to help donate and everything.
Facts. I ain't mad at it.
Okay. All right,
Not mad
everybody.
at it.
Anybody got any more questions? No. Again, Brother Mental, glad you came on. I appreciate you being here. Everybody else that came on to attend. Again, this is just my beginning. This is my first test run to see how this platform is going to work and see how this is going to go. I'm just going
I
with the
do
flow
like
right
this
now.
platform that people can actually have, say something
Yeah,
if they want, and not
yeah, they
just
can
in the
do
chat.
something. Right, right. And I like that too. And it's automatically saved for audio, Mental, to download and put on your channel or whatever you want to do. Because as soon as we finish, it saves. It's just in
Tenfold.
audio form though. I'm just not being aware that I don't think they can see us, but
Oh,
they
y'all
just can
can't see
hear us.
us?
You
Ah, I
see,
can see y'all. This legend. I see
Yeah,
you.
you
We
can
can
no,
see
see
yeah,
us.
us.
we good.
Yes,
We
yes.
can,
Oh,
Yeah, they can see
10-4.
us. See,
you
I don't think old boy put it when he should have. He had to go into his camera and put it on share. He had to share his picture.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, you
Then
talking
it
about
came.
collab. Talking about
Yeah,
collab, right. I
yeah,
was
he
going
had
to
to
say
put
the
it on
same
share.
thing. I was going
but
to tell him
yeah,
to
but
unmute his camera vision. Yeah.
well, I didn't have an option, but you should have an option to download the video still.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Once
Okay,
it's
well,
done, there should be both.
Oh, okay.
everything will be there to download. You know what I'm saying? And to get this information and put it up. I have not done anything outside of just culture speaking the group and in my Telegram group. I'm not sure right now. Like I said, I'm just going with the flow and see where this takes me. And that's why I'm at this point. Brother Mental, but tell everybody else again where we need to meet you at, see you at.
Sunday at 2. Going over the Book of Knowledge, where they get all their stuff from. I mean, there's so many different books as I shown you. I mean, it's all about us knowing who we are, why we are, and all that knowledge is in these Bible. Remember, there's over 243 different books of the Bible that just ain't in there, or scriptures, I should say, sacred books. Those are the ones you actually want to get a hand on. The Emerald Tablets, the Book of Knowledge. If you ever read the Maccabee, I got another one, The Revelations of St. John's. Great book by Zachary F. Hands down. Great
Okay.
book. It breaks the Bible down and it shows you how the Bible is scientific, how the eyes represent chakras and many mansions represents different what do you call them? Like the Big Dipper, Little Dipper, Pleiades, different constellations. It breaks it all down for you. Instead of it being encoded in that mystery talk of the Bible, you can actually break it down. It's like, oh, this is where it's from. And that's also in my book. I break down the chapter, the verse of the Bible. This is what it means. This is what they talking about. The house of many mansion, the many mansion worlds, the many places we can go. All that. So Sunday at 2, hopefully Miss Visa will be there with us.
Yeah. So
But thanks for everyone for coming on, guys. Ladies, thank you for listening. I mean, I just love giving out the truth, trying to help us be the best us we can be. We've been downtrodden. Hey, and they still got their foot on the majority of our neck. But I'm telling you, bro, we waking up. And our rise cannot be stopped, okay? This is why the revolution will not be televised. It's a spiritual thing that we're doing right here, right now.
So next Sunday, y'all, at 4 o'clock will be Brother T, the rebirth. Okay, so be here again, and he's gonna go into the science of the sci-fi. Mental touched on that tonight, and the cartoons and all that stuff. He knows I'm a big DBZ fan, so this is gonna be so
Me too.
fun. Oh, you what? Okay.
I love them. I love the fantasy behind it, and each of them has a spiritual story. You know, that's why
Okay.
you like the same way.
Yeah.
Same thing.
DBZ and
Coming
Star
from
Wars,
DZ
we
to
in there. That's what we're gonna be on that next Sunday at 4 p.m. So y'all be there. It's gonna be fun. Again, I always enjoy talking to you, Mental. You already know that.
Yeah.
So I do. I really enjoy you. So knowledgeable. You so knowledgeable. I enjoy just every time you come on. Every time I speak with you, whether I'm talking to you on here or calling you on your phone, bothering you. You know, you just always been
You
very
already
helpful. I
know.
appreciate
Much
it.
love. I mean,
Yeah.
we're all
Thank
part
you.
of the
Thank
family.
you.
When we share the spirit, See, that's like you said, when if you can hear my voice, we've shared the same spirit. That's all this is. Everybody in this that's even listening, all our spirits are opening up, listening to the same information. This goes on to your family behind you, 7 generations. Everyone learns. That's why you say 7 generations before and 7 generations after, because of the work you're doing right now to save yourself.
Exactly. Y'all heard that? So we're gonna end it right there.
Very
All
important.
right,
Yeah.
now. See you all next Sunday. Well, I'll see y'all, a lot of you all tomorrow. If you're gonna be on Overstanding Darkness, I'll see you tomorrow or next Sunday at 4:00. And if
All
anybody's
right.
out, huh?
I was gonna say peace and love.
Good night.